In the intricate web of life and relationships, many successful individuals seek guidance from Stoic philosophy to navigate the complexities of existence. If you find yourself struggling to handle these nuances, you're in luck. Grab a pen and paper, because we're about to delve into the 10 rules that only smart men follow. At the heart of Stoicism lies the wisdom of philosophers like Seneca, who famously said, "If you want to be loved, love." This simple yet profound principle underscores the importance of self-understanding and acceptance as the foundation for authentic connections with others. In a world that often fears solitude, it's essential to embrace it as a companion on your path to self-discovery. Too often, the fear of being alone drives us to make poor choices, leading us to sacrifice meaningful relationships for the sake of avoiding loneliness. However, true friendship begins within, rooted in self-acceptance and inner peace. With these 10 rules, you'll uncover strategies for transforming solitude into a powerful tool for personal growth and self-reflection. Inspired by the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who urged us to look within, you'll learn how to explore your deepest fears, hopes, and desires. So, get ready to jot down these essential principles that can guide you toward greater wisdom, deeper connections, and a more fulfilling life. The journey to mastery starts here, and it all begins with the rules that smart men live by. 1. Embrace solitude for self-discovery. Embracing solitude isn't just a break from the noise, it's a profound journey into the depths of who we are. In a world that's constantly connected, the thought of being alone often feels unsettling, almost like we're left behind. But solitude, when embraced, can become a sanctuary, a place where we find our truest selves waiting quietly beneath the surface. Think of solitude as a vast and ancient forest within you, a place unexplored, rich with hidden treasures of insight and self-awareness. When we step into this space alone, free from the expectations and judgments of others, we begin to see who we are beyond roles, titles, or even dreams. It's where we can ask ourselves questions that would otherwise get drowned out in the world's constant hum. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, hinted at this when he said, "Look within, within is the fountain of good." In solitude, we can start to sense this fountain bubbling up, revealing our deepest fears, hopes, and values. Solitude clears the path for us to dig deeper, to understand why we want the things we desire, or why certain choices weigh on us more heavily. It's not always comfortable, as we're bound to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves. But those truths are what anchor us, reminding us of who we are and where we want to go. As we grow comfortable with solitude, our relationships begin to shift. Real friendship and love can only be nurtured once we first become friends with ourselves. When we're at peace alone, we no longer seek people out of a need to fill a void. Instead, we choose connections that enrich us, and we can show up as our most authentic selves, secure, grounded, and whole. Solitude becomes not a state of isolation, but a quiet strength that deepens all connections, starting with the one we hold within. 2. Build friendships on self-acceptance. Building friendships on self-acceptance isn't merely about inviting others into our lives. It's about redefining the very essence of connection. Self-acceptance transforms the way we interact with the world and those around us. It empowers us to embrace our identities fully, fostering a space where authentic relationships can blossom. Think of self-acceptance as a kind of alchemy. It turns the base metal of insecurity and self-doubt into the gold of genuine connection. When we accept ourselves, our quirks, flaws, and imperfections, we create a solid foundation for friendships that are real and lasting. It's like turning on a lighthouse within ourselves, one that signals to others who genuinely resonate with who we are, not just the polished version we often present. This radiant self-acceptance shines through, drawing in those who appreciate the full spectrum of our humanity. Imagine friendship as a mirror. When we're caught up in trying to be someone we're not, the reflection becomes distorted, and we attract people who are drawn to a version of us that isn't fully authentic. Maintaining those connections can become exhausting, as we feel the pressure to uphold a facade. But when we stand firm in self-acceptance, embracing our warts, scars, insecurities, and all, we invite others to see the real us. The ones who remain are those who appreciate us not despite our imperfections but because of them. Self-acceptance is akin to peeling back the layers of an onion. Each layer reveals something deeper about us, our fears, dreams, strengths, and shortcomings. As we accept each layer, we start to recognize our intrinsic worth, realizing that our value isn't contingent on meeting someone else's expectations. We no longer need to erect walls or wear masks. Instead, we can present our true selves, allowing genuine connections to flourish. Furthermore, friendships built on self-acceptance serve as safe havens. They provide a refuge where we can be honest about our struggles and triumphs, a space where our imperfections are celebrated rather than scrutinized. Such friendships are steadfast, acting as anchors in the tumultuous seas of life. They help us navigate challenges, offering support and understanding as we face life's storms together. In essence, building friendships on self-acceptance is about crafting relationships that are resilient and transformative. These connections flourish not just through shared interests, but through a profound appreciation for each other's individuality. As we nurture this foundation of self-acceptance, we create a rich tapestry of friendships that enhances our lives, reminding us that we are not alone in our journey. Consider how this authenticity influences the dynamics of our friendships. Friendships forged in self-acceptance aren't merely comfortable silences or shared laughter. They are rooted in an unspoken understanding that both people are free to be completely themselves. There's an inherent freedom in knowing that vulnerability is not a liability but a strength. It allows us to share our fears, celebrate our victories, and support each other through life's inevitable changes without the fear of judgment or rejection. True friendship becomes a shared journey of growth. In these relationships, we feel empowered to explore our passions, voice our opinions, and express our feelings, knowing that our friends will accept us wholeheartedly. This openness not only deepens the bond but also encourages personal growth, as we inspire and challenge each other to embrace our true selves more fully. True friendships, after all, are a celebration of our authentic selves, where we can be who we are without fear, embrace for our unique qualities and cherish for the light we bring into each other's lives. 3. Guard your past like a treasure. Imagine your past as a vault of hidden treasures, each memory, experience, and lesson locked away like precious jewels, only brought out with care and purpose. Guarding your past doesn't mean closing yourself off or burying old wounds. Rather, it's about recognizing the immense value of your personal history and wielding it with intention. This is about discerning who, if anyone, deserves to glimpse what's within. When we think of guarding our past, it isn't just about hiding our vulnerabilities or shielding ourselves from judgment. It's about understanding that not everyone can truly appreciate the depth and nuance of our experiences. Some memories are like fragile antiques, delicate and irreplaceable. Others are powerful relics, carrying profound insights that shape our sense of self. By guarding your past, you maintain control over your personal narrative, deciding when and with whom to share these treasures. Think of it this way: your past is the mosaic that makes you unique. It includes victories and failures, heartaches and triumphs, mistakes and lessons. Every fragment holds a story that has sculpted who you are, yet not every person you meet is entitled to see the whole picture. Some people might try to pry open the vault, eager to see what lies within, but that doesn't mean they've earned the right to access it. There is a certain elegance in knowing when to withhold, letting your story be revealed only to those who truly understand and respect its worth. The treasures of your past hold power, not just in what they mean to you but in how they can influence others' perceptions. Sharing too much, too quickly, can diminish the mystique and impact of your journey. It's like showing all your cards before the game begins. Instead, guarding your past allows you to maintain control, revealing pieces of yourself thoughtfully and intentionally. This way, the parts you do share come to life, resonating more deeply with those who truly listen. Moreover, by guarding your past, you're able to protect its sacred wisdom. Some experiences are so personal, so transformative, that they serve as guiding beacons throughout your life. By keeping these treasures guarded, you preserve their meaning, ensuring that their value is never diluted by casual recounting. These are the stories and lessons you carry as inner reserves of strength, whispering their guidance in moments of doubt and inspiring you to continue growing. In a way, guarding your past is also about self-respect. When you choose who sees your vulnerabilities and hardships, you honor your own journey. You signal to yourself and others that these experiences are not for casual consumption. They are meaningful parts of your soul. Those who are patient, respectful, and open-hearted may earn the privilege of seeing them, but only if they prove themselves worthy. So, guard your past like a treasure, not out of fear but out of reverence. Not everyone you meet needs to know the depths you've traveled, the battles you've fought, or the scars you've earned. In a world eager to share, overshare, and expose, embracing the power of a guarded past allows you to retain the dignity of your journey. And when the right people come along, those who value you and are willing to understand the richness of your experience, you'll know that unveiling these treasures will deepen the connection. Until then, hold them close, knowing they're yours alone to cherish. 4. Set priorities aligned with your values. Imagine setting sail on a vast ocean, navigating not by the changing winds but by a constant, reliable North Star. This star, your values, guides every decision, ensuring that your journey is steady, even when storms threaten to steer you off course. Setting priorities that align with your values is like orienting your life toward this unchanging point, where every choice, big or small, becomes part of a cohesive journey rather than a series of disconnected actions. When we don't align our priorities with our values, life can feel like drifting without a compass, subject to the whims of what others want, or what seems appealing in the moment. We might find ourselves pulled in multiple directions, saying yes to demands that don't serve us, or spending time on pursuits that leave us feeling empty. But when we tune into our values, those deep-seated principles that define who we are at our core, we begin to choose purposefully, setting priorities that resonate with our authentic self. Setting values-based priorities is a subtle but powerful act of rebellion against a world that constantly tells us what we should care about. In a culture driven by comparison, competition, and consumerism, it's easy to mistake other people's values for our own. We might end up chasing wealth, status, or approval, things that don't truly fulfill us but simply look impressive to others. However, when you take the time to understand and define your core values, you create a personalized roadmap that's uniquely suited to your life's purpose. Think of your values as the DNA of your priorities. They're the invisible structure that shapes what you decide to spend your time, energy, and focus on. Are you driven by a love of learning? Then perhaps your priorities might include setting aside time for reading, self-improvement, or exploring new ideas. Do you value relationships above all? Then dedicating time to family, friends, and nurturing connections becomes a non-negotiable part of your day-to-day life. By aligning your priorities with your values, you ensure that your time and effort are invested in things that genuinely bring you fulfillment and joy. Aligning your priorities with your values also brings an unexpected kind of freedom. You no longer need to justify or second-guess every decision because you know it's grounded in something real, something that resonates with who you are. This doesn't mean life becomes predictable or easy, but rather that it becomes meaningful. Challenges and sacrifices will arise, but with values as your guide, you'll know why you're making them, and they'll feel worthwhile. And perhaps the most powerful part of this alignment is that it makes your life whole. Instead of compartmentalizing work, relationships, and personal growth into separate categories, you begin to see them as interconnected pieces of a larger vision. With values at the helm, your career isn't just a job, it's an extension of your principles. Your relationships aren't just bonds of convenience, they're deliberate choices grounded in mutual respect and shared beliefs. Your hobbies aren't just fillers of spare time, they're expressions of your passions and curiosities. In essence, setting priorities aligned with your values is the key to living a life that feels purposeful, fulfilling, and uniquely yours. By following this internal compass, you become the architect of a life that resonates deeply, one where every action has meaning and every choice serves a greater purpose. So let your values guide you like a star on the horizon, constant, unwavering, and yours alone. 5. Make mental health a core value. Imagine if your mental well-being was treated with the same importance as breathing, the same attention as food or sleep. Making mental health a core value is not just about feeling good or avoiding stress. It's about honoring the mind as the engine behind everything you are and everything you do. When you prioritize mental health, you recognize it as the foundation of your decisions, creativity, relationships, and resilience. In a society that often celebrates busyness as a badge of honor, the idea of valuing mental health can feel almost radical. Many of us were taught to push through stress, to power through exhaustion, and to sacrifice our own peace for success, recognition, or others' approval. But when mental health becomes a core value, you choose to rebel against the grind culture and embrace a path that allows you to thrive rather than merely survive. It's the difference between burning the candle at both ends and letting your inner flame burn steadily, illuminating every facet of your life. Prioritizing mental health means learning to recognize your mind's signals with the same seriousness as physical symptoms. Just as you wouldn't ignore a persistent cough or sharp pain, you start listening to feelings of burnout, chronic stress, and emotional fatigue. By giving them the attention they deserve, you can address them before they escalate, like catching a storm before it floods your mental landscape. When mental health becomes a value, checking in with yourself, acknowledging when you're overwhelmed, celebrating when you feel peace, isn't an indulgence, it's a responsibility. Setting mental health as a core value also influences the way you make choices. You start making decisions that protect and nurture your well-being, whether that means setting boundaries, finding work that energizes rather than depletes you, or spending time with people who bring out your best. The emphasis shifts from what you should be doing to what allows you to flourish. Over time, this value acts as a filter, helping you remove what doesn't serve you and embrace what supports your growth. This commitment transforms relationships too. When you prioritize your own mental health, you're better equipped to support others with compassion, without draining yourself. Rather than stretching yourself thin trying to please everyone, you approach others from a place of wholeness. Boundaries become acts of love, self-care becomes preparation for connection, and giving space to heal becomes a gift rather than a struggle. Imagine living in a world where mental health is universally valued. Conversations would be more genuine, empathy more widespread, and people would feel safe being vulnerable, knowing that taking care of their mind is seen as strength, not weakness. When mental health is a value, every day becomes an opportunity to protect and nurture the core of who you are, enabling you to show up fully, authentically, and wholeheartedly. So make mental health the keystone in your life structure. It's not a luxury, it's the foundation. And from that foundation, you can build a life rich in joy, resilience, and purpose, one that honors not only what you accomplish but who you become along the way. 6. Embrace authenticity as strength. Authenticity is often mistaken for a fixed identity, something we display with pride and leave at that. But true authenticity isn't about wearing your uniqueness like a badge. It's a way of being that radiates confidence, resilience, and wisdom, a kind of strength that goes beyond appearances. When you embrace authenticity as strength, you're making the decision to live without the armor of perfection or the fear of judgment. You acknowledge that the parts of yourself that are vulnerable, imperfect, even raw, are the very things that make you strong. In a world full of expectations and projections, authenticity is rare because it demands courage. It requires peeling back layers of conditioning, stripping away the shoulds and musts you've accumulated over years. Embracing authenticity means risking discomfort, taking ownership of your quirks, flaws, and the unpolished parts of your story. And while it may be uncomfortable at first, it is freeing. The moment you let go of who you think you should be, you give permission to your real self to flourish. Living authentically also makes you resilient. When your self-worth is no longer tied to outside approval, you can weather criticism and face challenges with a solid sense of self. The storms of opinion, envy, or disapproval lose their power because they no longer shake your foundation. You're free to pursue passions that light you up, explore paths that feel right to you, and walk away from what doesn't. Authenticity is a kind of armor that lets you stand alone if needed, because you've learned that standing alone is not the same as being lonely. It's about standing true. Authenticity also brings unexpected connections into your life. When you show up as yourself, you invite others to do the same. The walls we usually build, walls of pretense, self-editing, and guardedness, start to fall. And what's left is real connection, rooted in the understanding that perfection was never the requirement for acceptance. You'll notice that the friendships and relationships you attract when you're authentic are more profound and fulfilling because they're based on shared values, not facades. Choosing authenticity means embracing vulnerability as a strength, not a weakness. It's acknowledging that the parts of you once tried to hide are, in fact, your greatest sources of empathy and courage. You discover that sharing your struggles, fears, and triumphs openly isn't a sign of frailty but a testament to your resilience. Authenticity becomes the light that guides you, allowing you to grow in ways that are meaningful to you rather than ways that merely meet others' expectations. So, embrace authenticity as strength, a strength that lets you drop the masks, embrace the complexity of who you are, and step boldly into a life that's not just lived but truly experienced. It's not an easy path, but it's one that leads to profound freedom, genuine connections, and a life lived in full color. 7. Nurture relationships with meaning. Nurturing relationships with meaning is like tending to a garden. It requires intention, care, and a willingness to dig deep into the soil of connection. In an age where interactions often skim the surface, likes, retweets, quick texts, true relational depth feels like a rare treasure. Yet, it is in this depth that the most vibrant and rewarding connections blossom. To nurture relationships meaningfully is to cultivate an environment where vulnerability, authenticity, and mutual understanding thrive. At the heart of meaningful relationships lies the art of active engagement. It's about showing up, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. This means being present in conversations, not merely waiting for your turn to speak, but genuinely listening. Imagine a friend sharing a struggle. Instead of offering a quick solution, you lean in, ask questions, and reflect back what you hear. This kind of engagement fosters trust and creates a safe space for openness. It transforms mundane exchanges into profound dialogues, where both parties feel seen and valued. Meaningful relationships also thrive on shared experiences that weave the threads of connection tighter. These don't always have to be grand adventures. Often, it's the small, seemingly mundane moments that leave the deepest impressions. Cooking a meal together, watching a sunset, or even sitting in comfortable silence can foster intimacy. These moments become touchstones in your relationship, memories that can be revisited and cherished. It's about creating a tapestry of shared experiences, rich with texture and color. Moreover, nurturing relationships with meaning requires a willingness to invest time and energy. In our fast-paced world, prioritizing relationships often falls to the bottom of our to-do lists. However, just as a garden flourishes with consistent care, so too do our connections. This means scheduling regular check-ins, creating traditions, or simply making space for spontaneous joy. It's the act of prioritizing relationships that sends a clear message: you matter to me. This investment pays off, as the deeper bonds formed create a support system that is resilient and enriching. Another key component of meaningful relationships is the practice of gratitude and appreciation. Taking the time to express how much someone means to you, through words, small acts of kindness, or thoughtful gestures, can infuse a relationship with warmth. It's like watering the garden. It helps sustain and nourish growth. Recognizing and celebrating the unique qualities that each person brings cultivates an atmosphere of positivity and encouragement, where everyone feels empowered to be their true selves. Lastly, nurturing relationships with meaning invites a shared journey of growth. As individuals evolve, so do relationships. Meaningful connections allow for the exploration of personal changes, providing a space for growth together. This could mean supporting a friend through a career transition, encouraging them to chase dreams, or simply standing by them as they navigate life's complexities. These shared journeys not only deepen bonds but also create a legacy of experiences that are cherished over time. In essence, nurturing relationships with meaning is an ongoing commitment, a dance between presence, engagement, and appreciation. It requires both courage and tenderness, as you create an inviting space where individuals can flourish, share, and connect on levels that transcend the ordinary. By investing in meaningful relationships, you create a sanctuary, a network of souls intertwined, supporting and uplifting each other through life's ebbs and flows. In this rich soil of connection, You cultivate not just friendships, but a community that resonates with love, understanding, and a profound sense of belonging. 8. Master your time. Mastering your time is akin to wielding a powerful tool, one that can sculpt your reality and shape your destiny. In a world overflowing with distractions and demands, the ability to navigate your time with intention becomes a superpower. It's not merely about creating a schedule or checking off tasks. It's about consciously choosing how you allocate your most precious resource, your attention. Imagine time as a vast canvas, and each moment is a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your life. When you master your time, you step into the role of the artist, wielding control over the colors and shapes that define your experiences. This mastery begins with self-awareness, an honest inventory of how you currently spend your time. Many of us float through our days, reacting to notifications, emails, and the incessant pull of social media, often unaware of the moments that slip through our fingers like grains of sand. To truly master time, cultivate a mindfulness that allows you to identify what is essential. Start by discerning your priorities. What truly matters to you? Is it spending quality moments with loved ones, pursuing a passion, or investing in personal growth? By clarifying your values, you can align your time with what brings you fulfillment, rather than succumbing to the relentless tide of external pressures. Next, embrace the art of planning. Think of it as setting the stage for a performance where you are both the director and the lead actor. By mapping out your days and weeks, you create a blueprint for your aspirations. But this isn't just about rigid schedules. It's about crafting a rhythm that accommodates flexibility and spontaneity. Consider incorporating techniques like time blocking, where you allocate specific chunks of time for different tasks or activities. This method not only enhances focus but also ensures that you dedicate time to what ignites your passion and fuels your creativity. Furthermore, mastering your time requires the courage to say no. In a culture that often equates busyness with productivity, it's easy to overcommit. Yet each yes can detract from your ability to invest in what truly matters. By learning to decline distractions and obligations that don't serve your goals, you free yourself to pursue deeper engagements and meaningful projects. Imagine the liberation of unburdening yourself from unnecessary tasks. This opens the door to the activities that enrich your life and allow you to flourish. Another critical aspect of time mastery is embracing the power of reflection. Carve out moments in your day or week to assess how you've spent your time. What activities felt fulfilling? Which ones drained your energy? This reflective practice enables you to adjust your approach continually. Over time, you'll develop an intuitive sense of where to direct your focus and energy, leading to a more fluid and effective relationship with time. Moreover, technology can be both a friend and a foe in this journey. While it can serve as a tool for organization and efficiency, it also poses a constant barrage of distractions. Mastering your time involves leveraging technology mindfully. Utilize apps and tools that enhance productivity, such as calendars, reminders, and task management systems. However, also establish boundaries around your tech use, designating tech-free zones or times to foster genuine connections and present-moment awareness. Ultimately, mastering your time is an ongoing journey, a dance between intention and flexibility. As you cultivate this skill, you will find that life opens up in profound ways. You will create space for what inspires you, deepens your connections, and nourishes your soul. In mastering your time, you transform from a passive participant in life's unfolding into an active architect of your destiny, designing a life that is rich with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Embrace this journey, and watch as the canvas of your life transforms into a vibrant tapestry of experiences that reflect your true self. Integrity in communication also means aligning your words with your actions. Think of the credibility you build when you follow through on your promises and commitments. Each time you speak with clarity and follow up with consistent actions, you weave a tapestry of trust that strengthens your relationships. This congruence between what you say and what you do creates a solid foundation, empowering others to believe in your intentions and invest in the relationship. 9. Communicate with integrity. Communicating with integrity is not just about the words you choose. It's an intricate dance of honesty, respect, and authenticity that shapes your relationships and influences your environment. Imagine stepping onto a stage, where each interaction is a performance, and your integrity serves as both script and guiding light. In a world often clouded by miscommunication, deception, and superficiality, the power of authentic communication stands as a beacon, illuminating paths toward connection, understanding, and trust. At its core, communicating with integrity means expressing your thoughts and feelings truthfully while remaining mindful of the impact your words may have on others. This delicate balance requires courage and self-awareness, as it involves not only speaking your truth but also listening with compassion. Picture this: you're in a conversation, and instead of simply formulating your next response while the other person speaks, you fully engage, attuning yourself to their emotions and perspectives. This practice of active listening fosters an atmosphere where authenticity can thrive, allowing for genuine dialogue rather than mere exchanges of opinions. But what happens when the truth is uncomfortable or potentially harmful? This is where the finesse of integrity truly shines. It's not enough to simply state your opinion. You must consider the delivery. When faced with difficult truths, approach the conversation with empathy. Respect the other person's feelings while still honoring your own perspective. This might mean employing the sandwich technique, where you cushion constructive criticism between two positive affirmations. For example, acknowledging a colleague's strengths before addressing an area for improvement demonstrates respect and encourages open-mindedness. Moreover, communication with integrity requires vulnerability. It's the willingness to express your true self, even when it feels risky. By sharing your thoughts, feelings, and experiences authentically, you invite others to do the same. This reciprocity fosters deeper connections, transforming casual acquaintances into meaningful relationships. Imagine the power of vulnerability in a friendship. By admitting fears or uncertainties, you create a safe space for others to open up, strengthening the bond and promoting mutual understanding. In professional settings, communicating with integrity can elevate the entire team dynamic. Transparency in communication fosters a culture of trust and collaboration, encouraging creativity and innovation. When team members feel safe to share ideas and concerns without fear of judgment, the collective intelligence of the group flourishes. This not only leads to better outcomes but also enhances job satisfaction, as individuals feel valued for their contributions. Furthermore, integrity in communication extends beyond individual interactions. It shapes your reputation. In an age of social media and digital connections, the way you communicate, publicly and privately, defines how you are perceived. Maintaining a consistent voice that reflects your values and principles creates a lasting impression. People will come to know you as someone who speaks the truth with kindness, whose words carry weight because they are grounded in integrity. Lastly, embrace the transformative power of feedback. True communication thrives on the willingness to engage in honest dialogue about how we can improve. Seeking feedback from others and being open to criticism demonstrates that you value their perspectives and are committed to personal growth. This humility enriches your communication style, allowing you to adapt and evolve continually. In essence, communicating with integrity is an art form, one that requires practice, mindfulness, and a deep commitment to self-awareness. As you navigate conversations with honesty and respect, you will find that your connections deepen, your relationships strengthen, and your influence grows. By embodying integrity in every exchange, you become a catalyst for positive change, inspiring those around you to embrace the power of authentic communication. Ultimately, this journey transforms not only your interactions but also the world around you, fostering a culture where truth is honored, empathy is prioritized, and genuine connections flourish. 10. Celebrate your progress. Celebrating your progress is an exhilarating ritual of self-recognition that transforms the mundane into the magnificent, turning each step of your journey into a festival of personal growth. Imagine standing atop a mountain, the summit just within reach, yet every step you've taken along the rugged path has carved a story, each moment laden with sweat, determination, and triumph. In the whirlwind of daily life, it's easy to overlook these incremental victories, yet each one deserves a moment in the spotlight, illuminating the essence of your journey. At its heart, celebrating progress is about cultivating an attitude of gratitude toward yourself and the efforts you've made, no matter how small. Think of it as throwing a mini party for your achievements, an opportunity to pause, reflect, and acknowledge how far you've come. Whether you've conquered a long-standing fear, mastered a new skill, or simply navigated the challenges of everyday life, each accomplishment adds a unique brushstroke to the canvas of your existence. This celebration infuses meaning into your journey, making it vibrant and rich, rather than a mere collection of tasks checked off a list. One of the most powerful aspects of celebrating progress lies in the psychological benefits it brings. Each time you acknowledge your achievements, your brain releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, boosting your mood and reinforcing positive behaviors. Picture this. After completing a challenging project, you treat yourself to a favorite meal or take a moment to share your success with friends. This act of recognition not only elevates your spirit but also plants the seeds of motivation for future endeavors. It's a cycle of positivity that encourages you to keep pushing forward, turning your journey into a thrilling adventure rather than a relentless grind. Moreover, the act of celebration fosters resilience. Life is an unpredictable tapestry woven with both victories and setbacks, and acknowledging your progress reminds you of your strength and ability to overcome obstacles. Think back to times when you faced challenges that felt insurmountable. By reflecting on the progress you've made in those moments, how you adapted, learned, and persevered, you cultivate a reservoir of resilience that fortifies your spirit for whatever lies ahead. Every celebration serves as a reminder that growth often emerges from discomfort and struggle, reinforcing the notion that you are capable of navigating the complexities of life. Incorporating celebrations into your routine doesn't have to be grandiose. It can be as simple as a moment of reflection. Set aside time each week or month to evaluate your journey. Create a progress journal, where you jot down achievements, lessons learned, and moments of gratitude. This tangible record serves as a time capsule of your growth, allowing you to revisit and reflect on the strides you've made over time. You might even find that when faced with new challenges, flipping through the pages of your progress journal inspires a renewed sense of purpose and motivation. Consider the power of community in your celebrations. Sharing your milestones with friends, family, or mentors can amplify the joy of your achievements. Imagine organizing a small gathering where you recount your journey, highlighting the challenges you faced and the victories you've celebrated. This collective acknowledgement not only reinforces your accomplishments but also inspires others to reflect on their journeys, creating a ripple effect of celebration that fosters a culture of support and encouragement. In this shared space, everyone becomes a cheerleader for one another, lifting spirits and igniting aspirations. Additionally, embrace the idea of celebration rituals. These are intentional practices you design to honor your progress, which could include anything from creating a vision board that showcases your achievements to establishing a monthly tradition where you reward yourself for reaching specific milestones. Perhaps you treat yourself to a weekend getaway after completing a long-term goal, or enjoy a spa day after finishing a particularly demanding project. These rituals imbue your journey with joy and anticipation, making the act of progress itself a celebration to look forward to. Lastly, remember that progress is not always linear. It's often a winding road filled with detours and unexpected turns. Celebrating your progress means acknowledging the journey, not just the destination. Each stumble and misstep holds value, contributing to your overall growth and wisdom. By reframing setbacks as learning opportunities and celebrating the resilience it takes to navigate them, you cultivate a mindset that embraces the entirety of your journey. In essence, celebrating your progress is a powerful affirmation of your journey. It invites you to bask in the glow of your achievements, no matter how small, transforming your path into a rich narrative of growth, resilience, and joy. As you learn to honor each step along the way, you not only deepen your self-awareness but also inspire those around you to embrace their journeys with the same enthusiasm. So, throw confetti in your mind, raise a toast to your milestones, and let the world know that every bit of progress deserves a grand celebration. Stoicism offers invaluable insights that empower you to discover meaning and fulfillment in your interactions with others. Just as a vibrant garden teems with life and abundance, nurturing genuine relationships can yield a bountiful harvest of support, inspiration, and shared joy. By fostering authentic connections, you align with the Stoic ideal of living a good life, a life rich with purpose and harmony. However, it's not just about forming bonds, it's also crucial to cultivate discernment. Being attuned to the emotions of those around you, recognizing anger, dishonesty, and other negative traits, enables you to make wiser choices regarding whom to invest your time and energy in. This awareness serves as a protective measure, helping you steer clear of toxic relationships that could undermine your well-being. By honing your ability to identify these warning signs and applying Stoic wisdom, you can build a life characterized by virtue, inner strength, and tranquility. Embracing these teachings allows you to create a supportive social environment that not only enhances your life but also contributes to the well-being of others, ultimately enriching the collective experience of those around you. In this way, Stoicism becomes a powerful guide, leading you toward deeper connections and a more meaningful existence.